I recently got this new hot glue gun to review, so I just opened it up. It came with these little finger protectors. I've never used these before, but they could be nice to help protect your fingers so they don't get burnt. So I might use those, I'm not sure. It came with a whole pack of hot glue. I stuck one inside, and I like that this has a base. It also has a low heat, off, and a high heat. And the grip feels really nice. It feels nice, so we'll see how that works when I go. Here is the name. And then it has a cord to plug in. I believe you can unplug it and make it wireless for a short amount of time. But all hot glues kind of stay hot for a while, so it's just kind of the typical. Here's the cable. My cable, oops, as I knock everything over. My cable is down here at the ground. I think it'll be able to reach, so we'll see, make sure that this is long enough. I do like that it has a base so it stands, because a lot of times with my other one, I just end up making this loud noise by setting it on the table, because it's hard to set it in the little stand sometimes. So we'll see how that works when I'm crafting. I'm going to be making my felt rose or flower. So I have pre-cut all of my pieces. Again, this is on my website if you would like to see how I made it. I've made it for this one. I'm not going to be putting the base on it just because I think I'm going to stick it on a piece. Actually, while I talk, I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun so we can see how long it takes to heat up. That's always an important thing. And I'm going to test out the high temp first. Lights on. So we'll see how that goes. So basically what I do with this is I'm going to start with the center and just kind of roll it. And then I'll take a second one and I'll roll it around, kind of pinch them together, and that's my center. And then for the rest, I'm going to put a dot of glue here and pinch. So I'm going to do that for all of these and for all the big ones, and then we'll just go around and place them. So when I have place 4 around the center, and then I'll just start placing in between the last row, and then once I finish the small, I'll move to the larger size. Let's see. This is the first time this has been plugged in, so it'll probably take a little bit longer than normal to heat up. It's not warm yet at all, so we'll see how that is. I might pause it and just come back with it back. So pretty much as soon as I turned off the video, it started to get really hot, and even, oops, it's even pretty hot up here. First time I've used a hot temp. I didn't see anything coming out the tip, so I squeezed it to see if it was ready yet, and a big chunk came out. So this was just me. But it doesn't seem like it's dripping. That's just kind of that little piece when I squeezed it. It's not gonna focus. But it's not dripping out or anything, so that's kind of nice. This seems extremely hot, so we'll see if I will. So I might switch to the low here soon. So again, just squeeze it together. This is the middle. It does come out quite a bit more than my thin tip, but you can do a little bit of control, which is nice. But for these delicate pieces, It might still be nicer to do the thin tip nozzle. And as you can see, this one's quite a bit thinner than, so there's the difference. But this one's a nice everyday, and it, like I said, I was able to get a little bit less in that last one. Right, so just need a dot, and then we'll pinch it together. Since it's so hot, it's going to take holding a little bit longer for it to cool and be ready. It's actually a little warm there too. I just switched it to the low temp, and so now the light, it's hard for you to tell when I do the high temp, it's yellow, and when I do red, low temp, it's red. So it's still probably going to be pretty hot. Just let it cool down for a little bit as I keep going. I'm just going to keep working on the rest of these. So I think I'm going to be done with my flower. I still have 3 petals left, but I'll just save it for a future one. I kind of like how it's size-wise and everything right now. And I'm just leaving the bottom like that because I'm going to glue it onto something else, not on a stem. As you can see, this really does not drip at all, which is really nice, so there's no wasted glue. It does get very hot. I kept it on the low setting, and I think it was even a little bit hotter than my normal hot glue gun on the low setting. So just be really careful if you do that hot setting, the high temp, because it'll get very warm. And this here is pretty, this up here is actually really pretty warm. So just be careful not to touch that. And that's, again, on the low setting, that gets very hot. Didn't really use that much glue for all of the flower, so I think it's nice for saving glue. I like that it just kind of stands on its own. That was very convenient. And the squeeze, you can do a partial squeeze, or you can squeeze it all the way, depending how much glue you want to get out. So that was kind of nice. I think having maybe something like this and that fine tip hot glue gun would be my top two. I really liked that it can stand, and it's a really nice glue gun. Again, this was the name, and I will also leave the link to it in my description below. So here's again, hope you enjoyed my flower, and yeah, pretty good glue gun if you're in the market needing one. Thanks, happy crafting!